Okay. Looks like we are live. Everything is working. Move over to chat. All right. All right, and I am just crocheting today, streaming over on. Hello, Janine, how are you? Janine is typing over on YouTube. We're streaming today on YouTube and Twitch. And I am being kind of boring today, just doing some crochet. I'm tired. This daylight saving stuff. Hello, Monica, over on YouTube. How are you? She says, what are you making? I am making a blanket that I've been working on. And it's very long. Trying to make a very long blanket. And it started as a project where I was using my scrap yarn, which is why it's all kind of crazy different colors and stuff. And so I started using all my scrap yarn, and then once I ran out of that, I started buying yarn that kind of went with any of these colors. So I'm not really following any sort of pattern or anything. I'm really just crocheting for fun. That's it. But I love the way it's coming out. I love these bright colors, if you can't tell. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. Last night I laid it out and I realized that I have been accidentally adding a stitch in each row, at least one stitch in each row, maybe two, for a while because it's starting to curve. So I did what's that called? I reduced with this pink every 10th stitch I skipped. Or every 11th, I guess, I skipped to try to see if I can get it to stop curving. Monica, what kind of creative stuff do you do? Janine on YouTube says, hanging in there, thank you. Hope you're well. Your little one is feeling a bit better. Ironically, I'm crocheting today as well. Oh, yay, crochet buddies. Yes, the oldest child went back to school this week, along with the youngest. So fingers crossed that this week stays that way. We haven't seemed to have very good luck lately. Katie Wells over on Twitch. Blanket is looking great. Thank you, Katie. Hi, how are you? I know, I'm loving this bright blanket. I'm so excited that I decided to do this. Oh, Monica says she crochets mochila handbags. What's a mochila? Katie over on Twitch, are you working on anything creative today? Let's see. I gotta move some stuff over here so I can make room for this monstrous thing. Oops. Oh, Katie, you're going into work soon. Boo! Although at least you're around creative materials at work, right? Because you work in a, what is that called? Gosh, my brain is not working today. This daylight savings time stuff is, it's not working for me. Mosaic, yes. Katie works in a mosaic warehouse. Better than a cubicle, I guess. Something's going on here. What is going on? Monica, I'll look it up. Monica over on YouTube wants to show me a picture of mochila. Am I saying it right, or is it mochila? Janine is asking, so during the last stream that I did, I had my my 7-year-old with me, and she was obsessively trying to get us to figure out a painting that she had seen, and none of us could figure it out. And she described it as, you know, they were on this big boat, and one person was holding a box, one person was holding, I don't remember, gathering something. And so we were all trying to figure out what painting she was talking about. And so Janine is asking if we figured it out. And you know what? No, I have not. I keep thinking about it, and then I forget when I'm actually at a computer to look up some Boston Tea Party paintings, because I'm guessing that's what it is. Just the box and like gathering. I feel like I've seen that before. It'll be funny when I do figure it out. I'll put, you know what, if I figure it out, Janine, I'll post a picture on YouTube, you know, where there's the little like community tab. Post it over there for you. Hello, is it Tisha or Tesha? Over on YouTube. One of my nicknames is Tisha. Well, now that I'm older, most people do not call me that. Sort of a little kid nickname. Hi, Holly, over on YouTube. She says, I used to crochet about 20 blankets, adult and baby, but poof, don't remember how. Really? Oh no. I used to quilt baby blankets. I have made a few small crochet blankets, but none have ever been this tight and good looking. I've always tried to do like granny squares, which I'm now realizing now that I'm just doing, you know, crocheted rows back and forth, I'm realizing that the granny square thing is actually much harder. You think it's easier because you're making smaller pieces, but this is easier. Okay, so Tisha was the first time I said the correct name. Well, thank you for stopping by, Tisha. I'm wondering if your whole name is Tanisha, but you don't have to answer that. Tisha, what kind of creative projects do you do? So I'm in Atlanta, and it looks beautiful outside. I have not, well, when I did go out this morning to drop my kids off at school, it was still dark. But right now it looks like it's going to be a lovely afternoon. It's sunny, skies are blue, and we have not seen much sun lately. It's been raining here for ages, but I can hear the birds singing out there. We've got buds on trees, little leaves and stuff poking up. Spring! Tisha says she crochets scarves, baby blankets, bracelets, earrings, and keychain charms. Oh, okay. So you do a lot of crochet. You're probably much better at it than I am. And much faster. I feel like my yarn is sticky today. Holly says, your blankie looks so warm and soft colors are amazing. Thank you. I'm really, really happy with the way this is turning out. Can't wait to have this crazy colored blanket somewhere. It's like a blanket of happiness. Faster, yes. I've been crocheting for a long time, but I haven't put like focused attention towards it. You know, I've never been like, I want to be better at crochet and learn new stitches and all that. So I guess I've just been kind of plodding along, you know, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it because it's like repetitive and sort of mindless, and you can do it while you do other things, you know, like talking. Janine says, wow, we still have wind, rain, and snow. Yeah. Well, I have proof that spring is coming to the rest of the country, or to the world. It's, I mean, the trees are still bare out there. It still looks a lot like winter, but we do have signs. Which is all my brain needs. Just a sign. Just a sign that warm weather is coming back. Tisha says she crochets a mile stitch, which is double and half crocheting stitch. Okay, I think what I'm doing a half double crochet? I'm doing it. It's not a triple crochet. I don't know. Oh, Tisha, good. You're gonna be selling it soon. That is good. Selling stuff is always fun. Doing little markets and putting it online and stuff. It does take a lot of work to list stuff, though. Oh, and Tisha says she's from Arizona. So in Arizona, is it warm right now? I know you guys had a cold snap, too. Monica over on YouTube says, I'm in Australia and happy for autumn weather as I'm over the 39+ degree days. Australia. What time is it in Australia right now? What time and what day is it? Tisha says, transferring business from Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin is freaking cold. Oh, Tisha says 70 degrees past Sunday. That's nice. Yeah, Janine, I like that too about crochet. Is that you can... It's not necessarily that you're finished quickly, but you see results so quickly. And you can start right away. You know, you don't have to, like, plan necessarily. Oh, Monica on YouTube and over in Australia says that it's Wednesday at 2:20 a.m. You are up late. Here it is Tuesday at 11:20 a.m. So almost lunchtime. The day before. Monica says she's a night owl. So Monica, do you live in a city or out in the country of your country? The country of your country. Oh, Melbourne. Okay, so pretty big city. Pretty big. I've never been to Australia. I would love to, though. I'd love to go to New Zealand. It's really just the flight that scares me. So long. I definitely don't want to do it with kids. No, thank you. Monica says there's 7 million people in Melbourne. I don't know how many people we have in Atlanta. Oh, Monica, you live in Australia now, but you're Canadian from Vancouver. That is cool. I used to live in New Hampshire, which is the closest I have ever lived to Canada. Been to Canada on business, but never for pleasure. Wow, Tisha knows what she's talking about. Okay, she says, I'm doing the mile stitch with triple crochet stitch only. Mile stitch, triple crochet. Good to know. I don't know how I don't know what kind of stitch I'm using. Just making things up here. We had someone in here chatting the other day who was chatting from Syria, which I thought was pretty amazing. Should have started this blanket in the fall, because then I'd be done with it by now. But really, I just started it a couple weeks ago. Tisha over on YouTube says she knows a lot of stitches and kinds. I just like the mile crocheting, double and half stitch. Hurts my wrists less, and I have wrist problems, but no carpal tunnel. Yeah, you know, when I... the only real thing I get from crochet, I mean, tired hands sometimes, but I get, like, my shoulders hurt sometimes. But I think that's probably because I'm like this, you know. Tend to hunch. Ollie says, I'm with Toni, this time change stuff gets me, thank God for coffee. Yeah. I mean, like, time changes when you're a parent is just some kind of bull. Because you have to convince your kids, like, yeah, it's still light out, but you have to go to bed now. For no real reason that you can understand. And then we have to get up when it feels like 5 a.m. and it's going to be dark out, even when we drop you off at school. Ugh. And I keep trying and trying to not take a nap. So hard. So hard. Of course, last night I stayed up late. Because it's just, you just can't get used to it, you know? But I guess in a week it'll all feel normal again. Tisha, thank you for saying nice colors. I don't know if you were in the chat when I said this blanket started out as a scrap yarn project. So I was just trying to sort of use up all the different half skeins that I had of yarn, and now I've moved on to adding some new ones to it that I thought would go well. Woo, Tisha can crochet 6 scarves in a day when not bothered. That's awesome. No wonder your wrists hurt. It's a lot of scarves. Monica says, when I was very young, we lived so far north that summer was predominantly daylight and winter almost always dark. That is, you know, even just living in New Hampshire and Vermont and Massachusetts, I cannot do that like perpetual darkness. And this winter in Atlanta, we've had so much rain that it's been very dark and gray. And I'll tell you what, man, it's been hard not to fall into seasonal depression. I've definitely been stumbling. Ollie says, old lady nap time, that's my goal for the day. Yeah. Old lady nap time is a good goal to have. Tisha says she makes lap blankets as well. That's nice. You should start selling everything. Sounds like you're good at it. Okay, Katie over on Twitch says she has to go. Just wanted to pop in. Have a good day at work, Katie. Tisha says she's working on 2 different baby blankets right now. That is cool. Yeah, I used to make, when I had my big, you know, baby boom of friends, having kids all over the place, I used to make, oops, what did I used to do? I used to make quilts. And they were pretty different styles for whoever I was making them for, you know, either sort of classic or very out there art quilts, that kind of thing. And actually right now I'm taking a quilting class at the Museum of Fine Arts, the High Museum of Fine Arts here in Atlanta. My mother-in-law is a docent there, and so she asked if I wanted to take this class with her. It's like a 6-week class, and it's pretty cool. They give us all the fabric we need and everything, and it's all like hand-dyed fabric, which is really, really awesome. And we just make little, you know, little like sampler squares as homework for each class. We haven't gotten into anything too crazy, so I wouldn't say I've learned too much, but it's fun. It's fun to get out of the house and go do something creative once a week. I also just picked up this book at a thrift store that's called Beading on Crazy Quilts. And it seems to have a lot of good information about stitches and stuff that work well on quilts and embroidery and that kind of thing. Holly says, bye guys, going to feed animals. Have a blessed day. Bye, Holly. It's very nice to talk to you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give your animals a pet for me. And I'm not a master quilter by any means. I'm probably, I don't know. I mean, pretty much everything I do, like, I enjoy it. I'm not out for perfection. It's just not my thing, you know? Just like to do it. I like making stuff with my hands. I'm gonna check my heat real quick. I feel like it turned off. I'm cold. Oops. Yes, it did. Let's do hands bigger for a little bit. So I don't have to stare at my face. Isha over on YouTube says, as long as it looks nice and you want to sell it, that is what counts, as long as you like what you're doing. I agree. People like so many different things that you're bound to find a market for whatever you make, even if it's weird. All kinds of weird stuff out there, ugly stuff that people love. Kitschy stuff. Market for everything. Monica says, I should go to bed as I have to be up early. Good night, all. Bye, Monica. Thanks for stopping by. Get some sleep. Tisha says there's no right or wrong in crafting. True. Hello, XL over on Twitch. Thank you for stopping by. I am just crocheting today. Working on my crazy color blanket. We have a number of people over on YouTube chatting. So if you see me respond to someone that you cannot see, that is why. Streaming in 2 locations right now. Excel, how is your workday going? It's going okay. That is good. Excel is also in Atlanta. So Excel, have you been outside yet? Because from here it looks warm and lovely. But I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me. Excel says he has not been outside yet. Okay, well, you'll have to report back. Excel, are you working on anything creative today? Yeah. Excel says, yeah, some stuff, but nothing extremely cool. Yeah, I guess nothing at work is ever extremely cool. Work is work, no matter what you do. Almost done with this row. All right, that row is fini. Oh. I think I might make this pink part really big. Like use up the whole skein. Nice big pink center. hopefully my reduction in stitches has stopped the curve. But if not, we're just gonna have a curvy blanket, which is fine. Curvy blankets still work as blankets. Tisha over on YouTube asks, who is the blanket for that I'm making? Me? I think it'll probably either live on my bed or the guest bed. I'll have to see. But some of the yarns that I'm using are synthetic. So like this rainbow one is a little scratchy. The rest of these are pretty soft, and this pink isn't bad. The yellow is pretty scratchy. So I don't know. We'll see. It's nice and soft. I probably will keep it for myself. I don't keep much stuff for myself. I think I like the colors in this one a little too much to give it up. And then maybe one of my kids can have it once they're old enough to not tear it apart. My mom used to crochet, and I don't have any of her blankets, and I don't know if she still has any. So I wish that I did have some of her blankets. My mom is left-handed, so she crochets backwards from me. And that's perhaps why I have never tried to really get into crochet, because I probably had a hard time learning it in the first place, learning from someone who I had to mirror. And I've talked about this before in a live stream, that it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized that I do an inverted version of a braid, like in hair. I do a Dutch braid for a regular braid, and I think that's because my mom taught me how to braid, and she's left-handed. So I think instead of mirroring it, I like inversed it. And I still don't know to this day how to braid not a Dutch braid. I should probably learn. Oops. Neither of my kids are left-handed, so hopefully I'll be able to teach them stuff pretty easily if they're interested. I've given a crack at crochet with my oldest. I don't think she has the patience yet. Tisha on YouTube says a Dutch braid is awesome. Yeah, I don't know, I guess I just always thought that was the way to do it. And then when I try to French braid, because you're supposed to be using a real braid in it, my French braids also come out as Dutch style, so they sit on top instead of underneath. So Tisha, you said you're planning on starting to sell your stuff. Are you going to be selling online, like on Etsy? Or elsewhere? Tisha says on Facebook. So Facebook, what is it called? Facebook Marketplace or something like that? I've never sold anything on Facebook. I do have a page there where people can contact me and that sort of thing, but I've never set up a marketplace. I do have an Etsy, and I have a shopping cart on my regular website, but I honestly don't update my regular shop that much. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. Tisha says she has her Facebook page all set up and shop also. That's awesome. Well, good luck with it. I do Facebook ads sometimes for certain things when I'm promoting and stuff. Yeah, I guess I have a couple Facebook pages because I also have one for a children's book that I wrote. And I'm not super active on that one, but when I see links to share and stuff, I do it. Yeah, business page. Yeah, Tisha, that's what I have too. Oh, so you're doing local. She says she's on Marketplace for Phoenix, Arizona. So you're doing like people would come pick it up from you? Ah, sorry. You have to get a Arizona business license and get verified with Facebook. Yeah, you know, it's funny, in when I used to live in California, I had to have all kinds of licenses. I had to have a reseller's license, I had to have a business license, I had to do all kinds of stuff. But here in Georgia, it doesn't seem like there's really any rules. You know, it's sort of just like get your federal and state taxes done. So I don't have, and I'm also not selling enough at the moment to really have a need to go official. But eventually, once, you know, hopefully one day I'll start making enough money on YouTube and stuff like that, just for views and engagement, that one day I'll have income for that to do. And then I don't know. Then I don't know if I should be an LLC or what. So cross that bridge when we get there. When I was in California, I did hair accessories. I sold hair accessories, which turned into basically bridal veils and fascinators. And really that idea sort of took over my business, and that's what I ended up doing for a couple years. And then I just got sick of dealing with brides. They're not the funnest. So I stopped doing that and went back to the corporate world. Now I'm taking a break from the corporate world again. Which hopefully sticks this time, because although I am good at the kind of office work that I do not take joy from it at all. Whereas I do take joy from creating stuff, teaching people stuff, chatting with people, building communities, and all that. So what do I do now, Tisha? So I am right now, so about, when was it? Maybe about 9 months ago or so, I left my corporate job and I spent the summer home with my kids. And my husband works full-time and he has a pretty good job. And we planned for a couple years, really, that when both of my kids entered the age of public school, that we would rethink the way that we live, basically. So, you know, we had both been working full-time, kids in aftercare and full-time daycare and all that. And we weren't in love with the lifestyle. So we did a lot of work with our finances and budgeting and stuff like that, and really cut down on our spending, and took my youngest out of daycare for the summer, and then they both entered public school, so we didn't have that bill anymore. And at the same time, it lined up that I had finished paying off my student loans for the most part. I think I still have like $700 left or something, but all the big payments were gone. So it really opened up our lives to be able to make some choices and changes. So that's what we did. So I've been doing this from home. I've been doing the YouTube videos, just started on Twitch, and then I also sell stuff on Etsy, and I was doing a lot of markets, like holiday markets and stuff, but after the winter holidays passed, I was basically out of everything that I was selling. And so I put the focus back on tutorials and stuff. So, I don't know, I'll probably get back into markets at some point, maybe in the summer. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. And thankfully, my family is supportive of giving me this time to try to make something happen. So it's not glamorous, but it's working. So really, so far, the money I make basically just goes back into buying supplies. Hopefully, I'll get over that trajectory at some point and be able to start contributing to the household again. So we'll see. Tisha says, nice to stay home with your kids when they are small. Yeah. And, you know, that's definitely something I missed out on for the first good chunk of their lives. So my oldest was 6 the first time I was able to stay home in any capacity with them. So yeah, it's kind of weird, like when you're, you know, you're working full time, you're working full time to put your kids to pay for the daycare. It's a hard, I don't know, such a hard thing. And I don't know if I could have survived mentally staying home, you know, with 2-year-olds and stuff like that. I may have gone a little crazy. But we probably made the best decisions that, you know, that for at the time. But this summer they'll be home with me again. If we can swing it, I'd like to do maybe a couple drop-off camp hours, you know, a week, so that I can continue doing live streams and tutorials. But for the most part, they'll probably be home with me. And I do sometimes do tutorials and live streams with my kids, but sometimes that works out better than others. They definitely have a mind of their own. Oh wow, Tisha, your kids are much older than my kids. Says she has 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy. A 25-year-old, a 21-year-old, and an 18-year-old senior in high school. So Tisha, the 25-year-old, she says, is disabled. Does the 25-year-old still live with you then? And you also take care of your husband. Sounds like you are a busy family person. Your older daughter lives with your mom and aunt. And your teenager graduates this May. That's awesome. And then are you technically going to have an empty nest? Oops, sorry. "21-year-old still lives at home." Well, that's okay. We all do what we gotta do, right? My My 4-year-old still sleeps in my bed, if that makes you feel any better. Yeah. My 4-year-old goes back and forth. Sometimes she does really well, and sometimes she just comes in every single night. And I think it might have to do with her sister, because they sleep in a bed together. And I know her sister is not a sound sleeper. She talks in her sleep, she kicks in her sleep. So it's possible that the little one's just getting kind of beat up and comes into our room. But they always say they want to keep sleeping together, so we've tried separate beds and that didn't work out. So before I jumped on here, I was filming a tutorial, or a video, I guess, of trying someone's tutorial on how to make chainmail. And I've never done chainmail before, but I did manage to make a little piece of chainmail, which is pretty cool. But the tutorial that I was watching was trying to make it a loop so that you could then use it as a bezel or a stone or whatever. I could not figure out for the life of me that last little hook, how to make it hook together and continue the snake. So I need to figure that out. But I'm excited that I did that. Tisha says her kids slept in bunk beds. Yeah, you know, we tried the bunk beds too. We had some old bunk beds from my husband's childhood. And at the time, the little one didn't like that she couldn't see her sister. I think it made her nervous. So I don't know. She's gonna be 5 soon though, so maybe we'll start seeing some changes. Tisha says she found me trying to wire wrap from a Yvonne Williams tutorial. Yeah, that was a fun one to make. And that one's gotten me a lot of, man, she has some dedicated fans. Dedicated and very engaging. So that's probably the most engaging video that I have. Because so many people have come over just to comment and say, oh, you know, I'm so glad you tried this, or, you know, I love Yvonne Williams, so on and so forth. So that's been a great video for me. And actually, this chainmail is a Yvonne Williams tutorial, which is funny that you bring that up. I actually had I had someone who saw that original Yvonne Williams tutorial try and wanted to send me a package of supplies so that I could try more Yvonne Williams tutorials. So she sent me a package of all different cabochons and stuff, and typed out the tutorials that I would be using for them. So I was filming one of those today. Janine, that's how you came to find me as well? Yeah, that video's been a boon for me. I guess it's good too because fans of Yvonne are probably used to watching live streams because she does quite a few live streams. So it's a probably pretty good crossover in that sense too. And I haven't been doing live streams forever, but I do enjoy it. It's nice. It's a nice break to be social. So yeah, now I have the supplies to do Yvonne Williams chainmail bezel tutorial, her Eye of Sauron tutorial, and the green dragon eye tutorial. And I think there's one more. And I wanted to do one of the dragon eyes, but I realized that she uses nail polish as paint in those, and I do not have a big enough collection of nail polish to have all those colors, so I'll have to go buy some. Yeah, twice a week. Yep, that's what I've been trying to do. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah. Problem is that live streaming has become so much easier than filming a whole tutorial, because when I film a whole tutorial I have to edit it which takes a number of hours. So it's hard to not just want to live stream all the time. It is really nice to engage with people. Because when you make tutorials, it's just, you know, you can hope that people leave comments, but they often don't. But when you live stream, you get to talk to people right then and there. Tisha said, when I did the Yvonne Williams tutorial, I was scared but funny. She was happy I tried it. Second try was better. What made her happy was that I did not give up on wire wrapping. Yeah, it was really, you know, once, like, I feel like looking back on that tutorial, if I were to do it again, I think I understand the herringbone now. I think I was so focused on trying to make something secure that I wasn't paying attention to, like, the patterns. So I think if I did it one more time, that it would probably come out a whole lot better. But I'm not disappointed with the way it turned out for a first time, you know, kit. But she did say, I don't know if you saw her comment on my video, she did say that that kit is actually for like intermediate wire wrappers. So I started with a hard one. I actually got a negative comment on that video yesterday of someone who was mad at me for not doing a perfect job. They said that I was being rude or something by recording myself doing one of her tutorials without making it perfect, I guess. But I think that maybe they didn't actually watch it, because through the whole thing I'm pretty positive about Yvonne's tutorials, and you know, I say like, hey, this is my first time ever, and so, and clearly that person didn't see that Yvonne herself commented saying she was so happy, you know, as a teacher to see someone trying one of her tutorials and all that, and she was very pleasant about it. So that person was just a hater. I don't mind negative comments. Still a view. So hey. Yeah, Yvonne, so Tisha over on YouTube says congrats on that, and I'm guessing you're saying congrats to Yvonne coming over and commenting. Yeah, I was excited. I want to say she commented on my Instagram as well. So yeah, it's cool. She's, you know, she's so sweet. You can tell how sweet she is just by watching her videos. She wouldn't hurt a fly, so. All right, guys, I think that I am complete for this live stream. I did 2 full rows of this pink, and I am hungry. So I think I'm gonna stop and eat some lunch. Oh, thank you. Janine says, I was inspired by your determination. I know, you know, there was a point where when I was editing the video, I was like, should I even keep in there that I like started all over again? But I'm glad I did, because a lot of people have said that. You know, a lot of people have said, I've always wanted to try one of her tutorials, but I was scared. And now that I see that, you know, you pushed through, like now I feel like I can do it too. So I think, you know, people enjoy that kind of stuff. Like, just be real. If you're having a hard time with something, say it. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so anyway, let's see. Do I have my face big or my hands big? Let's put face big for a minute. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around through this whole live stream and chatting with me. Really appreciate it. Janine and Tisha and XL, and you guys, everyone else who's been hanging out. It was really nice to have you guys. And if you want to see me anywhere else, you can find me everywhere at Toni Craft Show, and you can find me with that on Instagram, Etsy, the web, all over the place. So you can search me that way. All right, so thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will be back on Thursday. All right, bye guys.